So this one is about children owing their parents after they take care of them.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great one. Do you think children owe their parents after they've taken care of them?
Okay.
And at which point do you think they should cut them off?
I've actually started to change a little bit on this. Not on the aspect of children owing their parents. I think families should actually work to stay together a little longer than what we perceive in the United States.
Okay.
Only because of what I've seen. And that's because it's general knowledge now is 18, get out.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. You're an adult now. It's just like, it's a overnight thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not even if they prepared you for anything in life. Overnight, you're an adult. My problem is that like a lot of people were kicked out when they were young. And so they're raising their children in that manner. Instead of actually thinking about it and being like, well, maybe I could teach my child to work. And then while I'm working, they can build their wealth and we can get generational wealth. So that's what I'm thinking about. Okay. So honestly, you don't really owe them anything because it's their job. Because they decided to have you. And not even on like a selfish thing.
You hit it right on the nail right there. I'm sorry, I may sound ignorant to some folks. Like, obviously, if you raise your kid right, this is how I think. You raise your kid right, your kid is going to want to take care of you afterwards. If they're going to feel like they owe you something, right? But you as a parent, it's your job to take care of your child because, like you said, it was your choice to have them. Mm-hmm. Whether, we're not going to get too deep into that, but, the child's here. It's your child. It's your responsibility. So you can't have that weight hanging over them after they turn 18 just because they're so-called an adult. Like being 18, like it doesn't make you an adult. It just legally makes you an adult, but you really don't know much. You just got out of high school. All that learning really goes out when you actually go out there. So when you kick them out and they don't know nothing, then you're just making them face the harsh realities. And how is that fair to them? And then on top of that, you think they owe you.
Yep. Yeah. I also think that I've been thinking about if I was to build my life the way I want it and actually, crawl out of, what do you call it? Poverty is what I grew up in. Like crawling out of poverty and actually creating wealth. I actually don't want my kid to like become spoiled. So I want to learn how to raise them effectively to where they slowly build up that those survival skills. Even though they basically there's no like issues that come with being poor. Like the lights aren't going to turn off. Like there's not going to be no water. It's not going to be like when are we going to eat next? It's not going to be like that. But they learn it slowly, so like they're not spoiled and they don't get that type of complex. But I also don't want it to be where we're literally struggling. I don't want them to go through that part. Even though it does build character, like it's been shown in people that it does build character, especially when you go out and everything just hits you. But it can end very badly if no one's prepared. So
so that's what I'm saying. It's like that's part of that responsibility part is like preparing them to go out there and then letting them leave when they're comfortable if you can't afford it. If they're actually actively working towards something and, as a parent, you should encourage that. But, letting them leave when they're, easing them out as rather than just pushing them all the way out and hoping that they fly, type shit.
Yeah.
But,
let's
that's
a good preamble to this. This is basically just going to reiterate and add context to what we're saying. So
today's question comes from Robert in Texas. My wife and I put our children through college, bought them cars, and provided them for them till they moved out. To this day, we still pay their phone bills in spite of the fact that our oldest child is a doctor and our youngest is a manager for a high-end retail company. Both earn six-figure salaries. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we were hit with two natural disasters last year, a flash flood and a fire to our home. We didn't have flood insurance, but we're able to cash flow the repairs for the flood and our deductible for the fire. We currently only have 3 debts, 2 vehicles, which replace the ones that we lost in the flood, and our mortgage is $47,000. Even though our children earn 4 to 5 times what we make, they say, according to your teachings, in parentheses, they have no obligation to help us.
And here we have it. Didn't I say if you raised your kids well, they would want to take care of you? Now, this is a very specific situation in which why would your kids not want to help you if they have very good jobs and you're taking care of their, phone bills,
That's what I was talking about.
Which you don't have to do already. Like if with their jobs that you're describing, this is a responsibility you don't need to be taking anymore. But at this same time, this is the point where your kids should want to help you because of a natural disaster. And these are your parents. Why, if your jobs, like the jobs that you have, why would you not? So I think this specific situation is just an attitude thing on their kids. Because of course I can say, maybe, of course they don't have to. They have that. Sure.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit. I'm going to say that.
That's what I mean by, it seems like they didn't do a good job of the transition of having, here's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Here's our responsibility. Like the way I would have handled it, I've been like, okay, this month, hey, since you're working now, this month, I want you to just take care of this bill, your phone bill. That's all it would have been. I've been like, okay, you're still under the house rules, with what we're doing. We have a system here. The way we take care of our stuff, mom and dad, this is how we do it. So if you want to go out and have your own families, this is how you're going to have to do it. So,
and I can see what you mean because they are definitely spoiled and it's shown in their behavior because they're like, according to blank, it's not our obligation. Well, of course it's not your obligation, but these are your parents, you spoiled fucks. They're paying your phone bill and they don't have to. Like, come on now. There's nothing else I can say that.
They have $100,000 a year jobs. So
six-figure jobs.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is they had paid for college. Everything was paid for. They got out there. They started living their lives. They're not going to tell their parents, hey, you should cut me off now, because they weren't raised to think that way. They were paid for.
My mom doesn't care that she pays my bill. That's what she says.
Or also, they probably have friends where they're like, my parents still pay for my car. They got friends like that still have that system because they're millionaires or some shit, right? So their parents that are their friends be like, whatever, Stacy's mom, the shit like that. That's a song. But like, Stacy's mom over there still pays for her whatever. Or, shit like that is what it does, where it's like the parents end up giving in if they're not actually fulfilling the parental role. And if people just think that being a parent means money and then a little bit of like control, that's not at all what it is.
This is a lot of what I talk about is that you are your kids' parents, not their friend.
Yeah.
But you can be their friend, but you need to be a parent. So like when they're growing up, they're acting spoiled.
Yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've probably never heard the word no. And if they have, it's once every fucking decade. Okay? I'm being serious. So, like, this is definitely giving off, like, I raised these kids and they can tell me shut up and I'll just laugh type shit.
Yes.
Because, like, you need to be a parent. So when you're raising your kids, they know right from wrong and when to not be a spoiled brat and pay their own bills.
Yep.
And so they'll have the morality to say, my mother needs help right now. She's helped me so much in my life. She still does. It'd be really nice for her to not have to stress about her mortgage right now or something.
And I think if I think back to when I learned a little bit of generosity, I saw people like older siblings or my parents, I saw them help other people other than myself. So like when my mom was raising me, she wasn't just helping me. If there was somebody that needed a ride and they weren't like too creepy, obviously,
Right. Okay.
She would help them. But then that's where I learned it was like you can extend generosity. So if these kids, if they didn't have any resentment for their parents, they would just think of them as anybody else they would help. But if the parents are causing their own debt and they keep doing it and it's a cycle, why would you want to help them? Even if you've like previously offered to help them and it's something that they're stuck in, you can only do what you want to do. They're already moved out. So it's what it sounds like it's going to end up being is to be like, oh, we're not paying your phone bill then. You don't want to help us. Like, it's going to be that kind of shit. It's going to be this battleground because they hit a wall.
As you should, though.
Yeah.
Kids are assholes.
They have told us, well, Dad, Dave Ramsey says to allow you to sink or swim because your debt is your obligation. Are we wrong to ask them for help, or are they interpreting your advice incorrectly?
Wow. Okay.
It doesn't sound like they're I mean,
First thing is, it's weird when you pay your grown kids bills of any kind, including their phone bill. And you know whose fault that is, Robert? Yours. You should have cut that off when they left home. I don't pay Rachel's dadgum phone bill. I don't pay her Netflix bill.
Denise
don't pay
does
her
have
gas
y'all's
bill.
Netflix password, though.
Well, I didn't give it to her.
Besides the point.
See? And you know what? I really just wanted him to say no. To just be like, are they interpreting it wrong? And I just wanted him to be like, yes. And then I just wanted to cut the video off because it seems like he's very reasonable. Exactly. Why are you paying that?
Yep. Well, it's because people they actually think in extremes too much. Like you said before that I think like it to an extremity.
Yeah.
I usually do that for safety reasons, but in this case, it is it's not a safety issue. It's more of like a the way they interpret it. It's like pay for my phone bill, and we shouldn't have to help you, or don't pay for my phone bill means you don't love me. And there's no in between. It's literally just you don't care.
You know who thinks like that?
I don't care.
5-year-olds when you take their toy away.
They never went through that phase.
Give me the toy back or you hate me. Like, what?
That's really why you got to encourage like play between children, especially like when they're younger, because they learn that stuff subconsciously. That's what happens.
For attention. That's what they're still doing. She just wants the attention. Or pay my phone bill, please.
Yeah, and when you don't give them attention, then
you paying the phone bill is attention to them enough.
Yeah. And like, let's say like now you decided to turn a leaf and your kids are going to resent you because you don't pay their phone bill anymore. Oh, well.
I can live just fine with that. I'm doing all right. You know, I got my own things to take care of.
Oh, well.
Like, yeah, you settled in, whatever. I'm cozied up, I guess.
Now it would kind of be on their end to, release that hate that they have for you, like get rid of it. But they have a misinterpretation here.
What are they going to do? Not pay their phone bill?
Exactly, right? They're just going to I don't know if you saw this, but there's that one guy who was living with his parents for that long and he took him to court because they wanted to kick him out. He's like 30.
I remember that guy.
Yeah. A little clip right here, but
he's gross
man.
looking. That guy is Hagley, but let's continue.
That's not the point. So that's thing one. Thing two, Robert, when you raise children, and as part of raising them, you buy them a car and pay for their college, and when they leave college and they become successful adults, that does not obligate them. They're not in debt to you. That was like your job. You're the dad. That's what you're supposed to do. Well, I changed your diaper, so you need to send me to France on a vacation. What? I've heard this crap my whole life.
Nah, I don't. That was your job. From getting me all the way through high school up until that point is your job. Legally. I'm under your roof. Everything, my needs. You claim me on taxes. Like, come on now.
Yeah, that's when.
How are you gonna hang that over your child?
That's when it becomes a selfish thing, and then it's like, I did this. It's always like, I did this. It's nothing you did. You not becoming your own person. I did this. I raised you, and then they get mad when you come back and say, "Well, you raised me this way. Why do you think I'm acting like this?"
Right.
You taught me. So guess what?
That's that whole generation talk, though. You know, they always talk about the next generation being stupid or something, and it's like, who raised them, though?
Right. But then if you prove the previous generation wrong in something, then they start to act like they were right.
Yeah. You can't win.
You just can't win. It's just, yeah, I don't. There's nothing really more that he
I think
says.
we covered everything.
Yeah, I think it's good.
He's kind of. I see what you're saying. He's going over everything we said before we even started the video.
It's just people have no nuance when it comes to this stuff. Like, you got to think, at least think about the other side when you're talking about this stuff. Be like, okay, yeah, my parents have their own lives. Maybe they shouldn't be paying my phone bill. Like, you don't even think about that? Like, that's not even in your head at all?
The second they bring it up, though, watch how weirded out they'll be. Why do you want to stop do that? What? Why are you looking at your bank statement at the end of the month? What?
Let's be rational here, okay? Pay my phone bill, and then maybe I'll...
Just pay it for the next 6 months. And
Probably just hang up the phone. Yeah, I didn't hear what you said on the last time. What did you say about...
I need to pay that phone bill. It's not working.
How am I supposed to call you? Just shit like that. How do you expect me to call you every day?
We're making jokes. All right. We think we got our point across. You know, it is not their obligation because it's your responsibility to raise your child. But come on. In this situation, the kids are assholes.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, man. I mean, they're doing so much for you after the fact is the thing. And why would you not help them in distress?
You know, here's just a last crazy opinion. They did pay for your phone. So technically, since when you're supposed to not pay their bills when they move out, they are kind of in a way in debt because they do owe somebody who paid their phone. Technically.
I was going to say, you know, the second they brought me another phone, like, you know how you want to upgrade and shit?
Yep.
The second after, you know, they got a job and they're all settled in, the second they came to me and said, hey, I want to get this upgrade on the plan, I would have said, why don't you fucking go
Where's the money?
it? Why don't you go do it? That's what I would have said.
Take your ass down to the store, go to T-Mobile, wherever the fuck you're going.
Yeah, go pay for that shit. Put it in your name.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Been using up my credit and all things, but whatever. We're not going to keep going.
All right. No, I'm done. You can do this one.
Oh, man, this guy's lazy. All right, whatever. Thank you guys for always sitting down, making the most obnoxious noise. It's opposite, man.
What?
If you're going to sit down and make noise, what's the point of sitting down? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We love you. At least I love you. I don't know about that guy, but I do love you. Thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to see you in the next one. He might show up. I might replace him.
I might be there.
You never know.
I might be sitting down for that one.
You got to tune in to know that, though. So make sure you come back. Right?
See you next time.
He'll be standing for sure next time.
All right.
See you next time.
Just bring Brandon in instead for the next one.
It's not even you, though. It's me. I'm gone.